Hey there, welcome back to Reddit Dating, the best channel for Reddit cheating stories. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more stories like these. Now, let's get into the video.
29 male thought I found my wife. 25 female cheating on me with proof. After days, has the truth come out? Next step? Part 1. So I posted this on TFO a couple days ago, and it blew up. I wasn't looking for that at all, as I just wanted advice on how to proceed. The trolls took over, however, because the post ended up getting removed after they found in my post history, which I didn't even know I had one, because this is a shared account with my twin brother. No one cared to believe me over there, but it is true. However, I am not gonna go off and post a picture with my brother and give away my identity. Not how this works. Regardless, this was my first post ever, as I am usually just a lurker of Reddit and enjoy it very much. However, I need someone to talk to about this, and I didn't want to turn to my family just yet, not knowing the severity of it. So I turned to Reddit. People were saying I am karma whoring, or whatever that even means. I honestly don't know enough about Reddit to know the relevance to that. Anyways, on to the story. I am simply just going to copy past it. So today, I wake up like any normal Sunday around 11 in the morning and head to the bathroom to take a. My wife is doing her hair, because she had some nail decorating thing with my side of the family today, while I watched some football alone. Was excited. Well, as I am peeing, her phone goes off, and it was sitting on the top of the toilet, so I see it as a snap. She picked the phone up real quick and dragged the status bar down, then right back up without looking at the snap, then hit the power button to turn the phone off. Android HTC One M8. Red flag number 1. Reason being, she always just looks at the snaps around me, because we know everyone we talk to. We don't hide anything from each other. So I thought. So she eventually leaves to go to the family thing, doing nails and all, whatever. I sit down on my computer to play some poker, while I am watching the games, and wouldn't you know it, an ad for Snapchat pops up on my web browser. It immediately makes me think of what happened this morning, which I had already forgotten about because I simply let things go very easily, and I probably would have this as well. However, done. I never snoop, ever. I am one who trusts you 100% until you do something to make me feel otherwise. However, I had a really bad pit in my stomach and felt this 100% was in jeopardy, and decided to log into her Snapchat. Password was fairly simple to figure out. So I am in. First thing I see is an unopened chat message from some person that I have never seen before. I open it up and I want you very, very badly. So now, immediately, I am like, now keep in mind I am a very mild-tempered person, and do not get mad very easily. However, I am about to flip at this point. However, I get logged out. I guess she logged back in, and you can only be logged in on one phone at a time. I then logged back in, and she said something that I didn't screenshot, saying that something logged her out and she didn't see what he said. He then said this. I must have missed something she said in between as well. You know, since it deletes everything you say after you close it. Had 2 snaps recently. Just asking how it was, and I miss you. Now I am like, who? The later on I find out it is a co-worker that is also her boss, while her real boss isn't in the office. So now I am sitting here thinking, I want to hear something more convincing, so I simply respond as her, saying, oh yeah. What do you miss most? Hoping this would squash what I thought was happening in my head. Nope, this is what he said. About you? I miss your smile and conversation in person. We can laugh about anything. And the is amazing. I immediately just lose feeling in my body. I sit in my chair and basically just blank stare, thinking of my life in ruins. We were just talking about starting to try and have our first kid. We have been married for 3 years now. We have 2 houses, one we live in and one we rent. We make good money. We have very frequently. She has shown no signs of dissatisfaction at home. Why would she do something like this? I honestly just didn't know what to do. So I went on to just say busted out of impulse. Well, I then just got out because I had seen enough. However, about 5 minutes later, I was curious to if he had said anything. Well, I logged back in because she logged me back out again. And his message was gone. Assuming she now knows that I know. Well, I reopen his text box and I see this. Hence it says yesterday at the top. No clue how or why this came up. I do feel I can be completely honest with you whenever you ask me anything. Such a good thing we have. Great friendship and great, what else could you ask for? I about wanted to cry, and in fact I did. She is away at a family function, and I am sitting at home now for hours with nothing to do but ponder what I am going to do when she gets home. I have a really close friend I feel I can talk to about anything and ended up doing just that. I showed her everything I saw and told her about it all. I then started thinking about all those times she stayed longer for happy hour and for work functions, etc. FML. Well, she finally gets home, and I immediately say, "Can I see your phone?" She hands it to me like nothing is up, and is like, "Hi to you too." I then go to her messages to see if maybe she was dumb enough to leave something in there. Oh look, a cleaned up inbox. She never deletes anything on her phone. Ever. By the way, I did continue an actual conversation with him via Snapchat, and basically you can tell he found out it wasn't her and started trying to cover his tracks, because he is also married, and has 2 kids, and just bought a new house. He was saying haha and lol to everything at this point, acting like it was all a joke, which I will get to. So I then open up her Snapchat and pull up his text box, and the chat I showed you with what she said is still there. She reads it, and is like, "I don't know why that is there, and why are you going through my phone? Is that why it kept logging me out of Snapchat?" I said, "Yes it is, can you explain this?" She then reads it again, and says, "You can assume what you want," but I sent another one after that saying great jokes because she forgot the word jokes. This was her excuse for the whole thing, is that this is something they joke about all the time at work, and their whole department does it. I am like, okay, well, if that is the case, then can you please explain these? I then show her the first 3 snaps shown above. She just kept reading them over and over without saying a word, as well as some that I didn't show of me continuing the conversation with him, which is irrelevant. But she didn't know what to say, so she just kept reading, I guess waiting for me to say something. To me she was just admitting guilt because she didn't know what to say immediately, and was caught. The last thing I want is this. She swears up and down that she never has even thought of cheating on me, and that this really was a joke. I have no physical proof, but what you see is pretty hard not to believe. Plus the kicker being it's on Snapchat, which is designed to erase everything you say or send once you close it. I don't really use the app too much, but I know what and how it works. We had it out for a good 3 hours, and it was just an argument going in circles after the first half hour. She kept trying to bring up to change the subject here and there, and I would derail her and put her back on subject, and it would just become silent. She just didn't know what to say. She started saying, "You want me to delete him? You want me to get a new job?" Stuff along those lines, and honestly to me that is just admitting guilt even more, uneasy face. I seriously just don't know what to do, and I am hating life right now. I am so full of adrenaline that there is no way I am sleeping tonight, so I guess I am calling out of work in the morning. I would have rather just never seen what I did in the bathroom, because if she really is telling the truth, I think it is past the point of where I can ever really believe her. It will always be in the back of my head while having, or just in general. Edit question for everyone. Do you think I should go to his wife and ask her how she feels about this? Would that be morally wrong of me? Also, I failed to mention that her mom works in the same department as her. Should I bring this up to her and see if she is telling the truth about them joking all the time about this sort of thing? Only thing is, could really risk another marriage and jobs if I take this route. Update. Here is the continuing conversation I had with him, trying to get more out of him, but obviously he picks up on it and starts changing his attitude and the way he says things. Keep in mind the first 3 things you read from him. I had asked again what he missed about me. This was his response. The conversations. Coworkers can be so dumb. Confused why you are asking me the same stuff over. Everything cool? I then asked what you see below that, and this is his response. Now keep in mind, looking at when I took the screenshot, it is dated 4:55. He just said the is amazing at 3:59. Amanda, is this even you? I am confused. I didn't respond. Then he goes on his own to say this. You and I know this isn't a relationship like that. Maybe it was a snap faux pas, but situations is one of my top 5 funny office things. Funny to think of co-workers in awkward situations. Then at this point I had to keep logging in to make sure she wasn't seeing any of this, but I knew he had already talked to her via text. Which, oh yeah, she deleted, if you remember the cleaned up inbox. However, this time, she just stopped logging in to kick me out, so I just kept the window open. This was the last of our conversation. Was basically him just saying he wouldn't want to ruin their friendship. Blah blah. So yeah, you can see the change in demeanor, and how he starts completely denying it all to cover his knowing what's at stake. Update 1. If you mention that I should lawyer up, please explain why. I right now feel that even if she does admit to this, or I find out some other way, that our divorce would not be a sour one. As much as she would be a bad person for doing what she did. I truly feel in my heart that she wouldn't do anything to make matters worse. If there is a reason to lawyer up besides the fact that you think it will be a nasty divorce, then please let me know why that is. Thanks. Update 2. I have been trying to answer everyone's comments. And I am overwhelmed with the support, you guys. You really are keeping me rational right now, and I feel that is the right move. We had another conversation this morning, and the short version is: I don't believe her. She still denies that she is cheating on me. And that the texts were sent in responses to other texts that I didn't see. She also still claims that hers was supposed to say jokes, but his was just him being funny about "I am so tired," yet my body refuses to bat an eye. I am morally crushed. I told her if she went to work this morning, I would be gone when she gets back. She called out right after. Not sure how she thought she could even go to work today in the first place. I told her, what reason should I believe anything she is saying? She repeats back that there are no reasons. I just kept saying exactly. The part that is genuinely throwing me off is that she isn't giving up. She would just stand there instead of walking away like she has in the past when caught in a lie. She also is looking me right in the eyes when saying everything. It is so hard not to believe her, but I also don't want to believe she would be that good at lying straight to my face. I didn't think she had it in her. But with this evidence, I just can't get over it. After everything she said, I simply pulled up the photos and said, everything you said still doesn't change this. She just kept saying, I don't know what you want me to say or do. I just kept telling her to figure it out because I don't believe you. That is pretty much how the whole conversation went. FML. Update 3. As you know, she called out of work. Well, I went to get her phone to try and revive the deleted text messages and possibly find the pictures that were deleted from Snapchat via the phone's directories. Well, she handed over the phone, but when I left the room with it saying I am not going to send anything. She didn't say anything at first. Then about 30 seconds go by and she comes down the stairs saying, I need my phone. I say, but I am not done with it. She said, well, I need it. I said, use the house phone. She said no. Took the phone and started to walk upstairs. I said, I want a divorce if you don't give me the phone. Good game. Well, everyone, this will be my final update of the day as I am packing up my stuff and headed to my mom's for a couple days. We just had it out for another 10 minutes about how can she expect me to believe anything she says if she won't even let me check her phone. She simply said, I guess you can't. About as close to full confession I will get, it seems. On a positive note, well, maybe negative note. I am so appreciative of all the advice and support from this community. It really has kept me strong and focused on the goal at hand, and I feel because of you I have went about this much better than I would have without you. Also, thanks for the gold. Broke my cherry. Could also get a front page out of this. So close, haha. Not that it matters. When I posted this, I was simply looking for a couple people to share my pain and be with me all night, as I knew I wasn't going to sleep, which I am still wide awake. I am going to talk to my mom and see if the lawyer she is using for her current divorce, the irony, is someone I would want to deal with. I will continue to be here for everyone sharing their stories as much as I am glad you came to read mine. Look forward to talk to you all, and I especially appreciate all the PMs. A lot of them were very useful and full of amazing advice. Update 4. I went for a drive the last hour and a half, more so sitting in a parking lot trying to close my eyes and forget the world. Didn't work. This has been so overwhelming with all the support. Can't believe this blew up on this level to get to the front page. So many of us out there have went through something similar to what I am going through, and I feel for you. I do. This pain is something I wish on no one. Hopefully, if you are reading this and have been through something similar, or are going through it now as well, I recommend reading as much of these comments as possible. They have been more than helpful to me since last night when posting this. Right now it looks like me and my wife are done, as she drew the last straw with not allowing me to be able to see her phone. It was something simple to maybe help me see why they were talking the way they were, but it looks like it would have ended up being more proof. Thanks again to everyone. I am going to try to nap now, and will try to get on and post an update whenever I have one. Forever grateful, as you helped guide me in the right direction of probably the most important decision of my life. She basically stayed in our room all day and just came down to talk. She openly told me everything that she knew. She said that they have been emotionally having a relationship for a couple months now. It all started at work when they just started mutually agreeing on things, and then a joke was told by a co-worker which opened up them talking about they would compare their marriages and the problems they have, which obviously would bring them closer. The reason she wouldn't show me her phone is because there were text messages of them saying to each other that they want to have. I really can believe everything she is saying. It is just the kicker that they both send those two snaps basically saying they have already had. I really am so torn, because even if there wasn't a physical relationship there, the emotional level was there, and apparently she said if they weren't married, they would have already done it. She also tells me that she was ready to break it off knowing it was going too far. I find this very hard to believe, but she seemed to be telling the truth. Really don't know what else to say right now, but FML. Stay tuned for part 2.